in the room. Bucks losing tonight, 111-109 to the Orlando Magic. Not enough, as Kendrick Lamar would say. 111-109. Bucks can't get it done late, despite a fourth quarter that you win by 12. That's what happens when you lose the first quarter by 14. Like that was the tale of the game tonight. 111-109. Orlando wins it. But that's the game. You lose the first quarter by 14. You win the fourth quarter by 12. You played the middle of the game to a draw. You win the fourth by 12. You lose the first by 14. You lose the game by 2. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor. He writes out our scriptures. He gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. Cream City Crossover Group Trails there.
JT. Justin.
Yeah. No Chris King tonight. He will be back tomorrow. Big one tomorrow. I believe they're in Cleveland, right? They in Cleveland?
No,
it's at the crib. Okay, well maybe they gotta get them lights fixed. To start the game. I don't understand what the hell was going on in the Fiserv. But 111-109, big one tomorrow where Chris King will be back in the post game against the Cavaliers. But who knows? Was tonight a trap game for the Milwaukee Bucks? Would you call it that? I don't know. 111-109. They could not get it done tonight. Just not enough. Let's do a recap tonight here. Giannis, 37, 11, and 4. And how about Doc Rivers unleashing him at the 5? There in the fourth quarter, about 9 minutes to go. That sparked the run from the Bucks. And again, you have to think. I know Justin's we're gonna talk, but you have to think if Giannis is at the 5 and Brook Lopez isn't giving you 26 minutes of garbage at the 5, and Giannis was playing at 5 for more of the game, you have to think the Bucks would have made this comeback a little bit quicker. You have to think that the Bucks would have got this done. But they didn't. It wasn't enough. 37, 11, and 4 from Giannis. 15 of 23. And crazy, I see people saying, like, Giannis had a bad game. Yeah, I just hate, I almost hate how good Giannis is, because y'all will look at, like, some things and sit there and tell me that he had a bad game or that something was wrong. Dude shot 65% from the field tonight. Shot 65% from the field. He was a +2 tonight. Come on, man. What are we doing? 35 minutes action. Brook Lopez, 8 points, 2 boards tonight. 1 steal, 1 block. 3 or 4 from the field. Again, just slow, aloof, slow-footed. And there was a reason why he did not finish this game. There's a reason. I don't know that he played in the fourth quarter. I don't know that Brook Lopez played in the fourth quarter at all. It wasn't a good game for him. And he looked slow, looked aloof, looked lazy. 2 boards for. Remember that game? He was just had games where he's getting 7, 8, 9, 10. Didn't he have a 13 rebound game the other night?
13.
Gone.
Yep.
Gone. Where was that at? Taurean Prince, 40 minutes from Taurean Prince, 13, 4, and 3 tonight. Took him a while to get going. But he 3 of 5 from 3, had some clutch threes late in that basketball game. And shout out to TP for standing up for Giannis and getting in somebody's face. Y'all gonna stop. Come on, man. We got Franz Wagner should have been kicked out of the damn game for pushing Giannis in the back. That's another story. We can talk about the officials tonight. Kuzma, 11 points, 8 rebounds tonight, 39 minutes of action, 3 of 10. But for analytics people, he was +3 tonight. And again, he was a big part of the comeback. I know he missed a couple shots late in the game, but Kuzma was in during that 13-0 run the Bucks had, where you really thought the Bucks were going to close this thing out. Damian Lillard tonight, 26.7 boards, 4 assists, 9 of 18 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3. Overall, a solid game, even though he was a -19. I thought he was okay, but just late in that basketball game, maybe make a couple better decisions, and it might be a different ball game. I think about the 2. I think about the 3 that he missed was not, again, it's one of those things where, like Paul George said, that's not a good shot. It's not a good shot. And it's only a good shot if it goes in, and it didn't. And then I think about when the Bucks actually got the steal on the, I think it was Cole Anthony. The Bucks got the steal there with 13 seconds to go. Giannis is under the basket. If you find a way, and Dame gets that ball, if you find a way to get him the basketball there, that's a bucket. Instead, it gets deflected, and you saw the three that he missed. Again, I'm only saying that because I had your guy Bucks After Dark was screaming about Kuzma, but I'm missing a couple shots. But I give you 3 plays right there. The deflection that Dame had. That was deflected out of bounds. The missed opportunity. That was just a bad shot. Again, I don't mind misses, but that was a bad shot. Objectively, it was a bad shot. And then the layup he had on KCP that gets blocked, rolls off his finger, and goes out of bounds. It goes out of bounds, and it ends up Orlando ends up scoring on a dunk down on the other end. So again, for all the talk about, that's why I just don't get. I don't know who you guys think we traded for, but for all the Kuzma, he didn't do it. It's done. It's done. The guy that's supposed to be doing all the scoring down the stretch didn't score. But again, I'm not even saying I don't even want to do that because I'm not saying he had a bad game. That's just circumstances of the game. Those are things that happen in the course of a ball game. I'm just saying I'm not going to sit here and it's very tough on me to blame the guy Kuzma's not here to score in the clutch for you late. I don't know who you guys think we traded for. Kyle Kuzma's not here to score in the clutch. 2 guys are here to score in the clutch, and other guys got to figure out what they do. And again, Dame had a couple buckets, but he didn't have enough. AJ Green, another guy. If you want to tell me a guy that stunk it up tonight, AJ Green, 0 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Did have 3 steals, but tough night for AJ. I thought he ran around a lot. KPJ, 22 minutes. Could have probably argued he could have played 25, 26, 27. Again, just a smooth bucket getter, smooth operator, 12 points, 2 rebounds. He had 2 assists, 1 steal for him. 5 for 6 from the field, man. 2 or 2 from 3. He's a phenomenal basketball player. There's no way around. You got to get more. Got to get more minutes. Got to get more time for him. And then Jericho Sims, only 2 points, 2 boards. He had 3 blocks. He had 12 minutes. He had 2 more blocks than Brook Lopez. In less than half the time he was out there. I'm sorry. I'm just you looking at hold on. That's a fact. I'm just giving a fact.
I'm reading the chat, bro. Okay, I'm reading the chat.
Let me jump in the chat.
I don't have to chat up. I don't have to chat up. I don't get to it till after I finish here. Paolo Banchero's going on the other side of Orlando. Paolo Banchero, 29.6 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal. Franz Wagner, who pushed Giannis in the back, 18.7 boards, 5 assists, 1 steal. Carter Jr., 7 points, 4 boards. KCP, 9 points, 3 boards. Cole Anthony, 22 points, 9 assists. Isaac with 4 points. Black with 11 points. De Silva with 5 points as well. And again, that's part of it. I don't think I said it. Yeah, get us in the chat. Get us on the YouTube. Get us on the Twitter at TCIIESQ. But that's tonight was here's where I thought the game was ultimately lost. Not necessarily at the end. You have to get yourself in a better position, and I think there was from jump. I do think there was. How many threes they hit in the first quarter? Like 8? Were they 8? They shot 60% from 3 in the first quarter. I thought some of them were fake threes. You're down 14 in the first. I thought some of that was fake. But my issue wasn't even the first, because again, I thought that was whack. But my issue in the second and the third was that 13-0 run inevitably was going to happen in the fourth. Imagine if that happens and you're only down 5 points. Now you're up 7. Instead of the 13-0 run getting you to within 2 or within 3 or whatever it was. Like, imagine that's how that went. You had to put yourself in a better position in the third quarter. And again, I'm going to go to your guy that there was a time the Bucks got it to 7. I'll let you go, JT. The Bucks got it to 7 in the third. I believe Dame had back-to-back threes in the third. I think somebody else scored, and then Dame had back-to-back threes. Got it to 7. And Brook Lopez, I believe he traveled for no reason, and then he came back down and he olayed Paolo Banchero to the cup, which again just killed all the moment. And next thing you know, you're back down 12. That was the moment in the game that I thought about and was like, damn, that was a key moment for the Bucks, that they could have kept the momentum rolling. Instead, you went into the fourth. I believe they were still down like 13 or something like that going into the fourth. And you had, guys, you keep talking about it, but you had that backup group of Kyle Kuzma and Kevin Porter Jr. That was in the second where they had a good. I think that was in the second where they really had a good run. But those guys had again. So even in the second quarter, that backup unit brought you into it, and then the starters came back, and it didn't look as hot. And then, like I said, in that third quarter, I looked at Brook Lopez. He lost some momentum as well. But there were many opportunities, many chances. Bucks got themselves back into it, gave themselves a chance to win at the end of the game. But again, you can't win them all. You've won 8 of your last 10. I believe maybe this is 8 of your last 11 now, whatever that is. 6 of your last 8, whatever it is. So I'm really not mad. I think these games happen from time to time. I'm sure. I don't know what the chat's saying. I'm sure that on Twitter, they're basically saying that we suck too, and that it's all over. Whatever it is. But again, was it a bad loss? Yes. But I thought the Bucks showed me what they needed to show me. And you don't have Gary Trent Jr., you don't have Bobby Portis. You could argue you shouldn't need those guys to win these games, but these games happen, man. 111, 109. I got more thought. I thought the officiating was terrible, but we'll get into that too. But that's what I saw. JT, what'd you see?
Yeah, I think the first thing I'll say though is I want to address this though, because kudos to Taurean Prince. I thought that was a good look in the first quarter when Giannis got pushed. Taurean Prince kind of went over there and I guess he got teed up for escalating the situation. But the reality of it is this Bucks team needs to let people know, look, you don't start none, like it won't be none. And at the end of the day, somebody got to come in there and play that goon role. Somebody got to come out there and play that enforcer role. Like, yo, you're not about to just go ahead and put your hands on our star like that. That's not how we getting down. And remember, why did we like PJ Tucker so much? Because he's the guy that did that in 2021 and had everybody like, no, they for real. Yeah, they're not playing. And they about that action if you want to take it there. So, you know what? I like to see that from Taurean Prince. Now, that first quarter, boy, the Bucks didn't even hit a three. They didn't hit a single three that first quarter. I mean, and like you said, the Magic came out firing, and it was just one of those things where it was like, well, wait, are they gonna miss here? Like they're hitting. They're not even that great of a 3-point shooting team, but at the end of the day, the threes were falling for them. They were not falling for the Bucks. And in that first quarter, in that first half, we just looked. Obviously, Giannis, but for the most part, we looked sluggish. We just did not. It just was not working. It did not look good for a team. It's a little bit like it's getting warm. It's like a cookout. You have a barbecue, right? Giannis bring the table. Dame bring the steaks and the chicken and the ribs. And ain't nobody else bring nothing else. Kevin Porter Jr. come through with the Henny because he's reliable for that. You already know. But for the most part, you ain't had no plates. You ain't had no cups, no napkins, no music, no girls. You just stand. That's just kind of what it was. You got nothing from your supporting cast. You were just like, all right, cool, right? And then eventually, somebody found, somebody ran around the corner to the gas station, bought a couple paper plates or whatever. We got cooking there in that fourth quarter. But, yeah, this was just a game where you think about it. Hey, Andre Jackson Jr., does he have something to give you tonight, right? Doc runs only 8. Does he have something? Gary Trent Jr., if Gary Trent Jr. plays this game, we win, right? There's just so many different ways we had opportunities to win this thing, too. Brook Lopez, if he attempts more than one shot in that first half, hey, maybe, right? Maybe things are a bit different. But it was ugly. It was rough. It's one of those things, and I agree with you, Trey. We got, 21 games left in the season or something around that number, I think. This is going to happen. You're going to have some ugly losses. You're going to have some stinky losses. This one stings a little bit because our next 8 games are a bit brutal. Our next 8-game stretch is tough. But, and I'm not even going to complain about the rest. We're going to get on that. I think the officiating was absolutely terrible. So, yes, I am going to complain about the rest. After I said I would not. Hey, you know what? Jericho Sims. You talked about he had 2 points. Who did he catch? Jericho Sims got caught a body.
He caught a body.
Jericho Sims got a body now. Got to go ahead and give him a little bit credit there. And shout out to Taurean Prince, man, for showing up late. Right? You can't. It took him a little while, but he was trying. He was coming through in that fourth. But yeah, just a disappointing loss. And this is a game we did not have to lose. And I just wish I'd feel a lot better going into the next 8 if we had a dub tonight. But hey, we'll be all right.
Yeah, man.
Before you go, I do want to not. So I just the William Arrange with the super chat said, man, 14 points off the bench just wasn't good enough. That timeout from Doc may have cost the team the game. And I usually don't blame the refs, but man, there were some calls that just left me stunned. So William Range talking about the bench not being good enough, as well as that timeout where they were able to challenge where Orlando was able to get in and challenge. And again, that's just not in the spirit of the rule. But we'll get to the officials in a second. But we did appreciate the super chat, William. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, man. So before I get to Doc and all that stuff, man, I feel like this green and purple stuff that we wear from that Bradley Center day, it might be bad luck. So I seen Sammy in there and he's jumping on Kuzma. So, Sammy, for you, I'm like Trey, where I'm super superstitious, making up words. So I put my 22 on tonight, dog. I put the 20, but it wasn't your boy Middleton, dog. We put the original deuce on tonight, and the Bucks came back. And then, God darn it, man. I'm so pissed off. First of all, I need to talk about Doc Rivers. But I got to say one more thing. Cole Anthony, you an absolute bum, and your daddy was a horrible Milwaukee Buck. He was trash. Let me get to Doc Rivers, man. I can't stand that dude, Cole Anthony, man. He's so. Hold on, let me get a Doc, man. I'm pissed off. I wrote that down, though. I'm mad, JT. I'm so mad. That's why when you come here and crack these jokes, you make me feel
man, you pissed off because you feel pissed on. I understand, brother. I understand. I understand.
Hey, I'm in Butner, bro. I'm right around the corner. Never mind. All right, Doc Rivers. Hey, he said it was a tough look, but he liked to shot it. Talking about Dame at the end of the game, but he preferred more of a 1-4 flat look. I forgot who came up, but someone came up on that. The Magic switch a lot, which doesn't allow a lot of threes. It kind of goes to JT's point. And actually, JT, in the first half, we only had 2 threes the entire first half, which is just
wow. We only made 2 3. Oh,
damn. Doc felt the Magic were much more physical in three out of the 4 games that we played them. No ball movement. When we dance with the ball, we're not going to win when that happens. He didn't feel like we took enough threes. The small line helped get us back into the game. And then the last point that he brought up was Taurean Prince and those guys on a lot of those dribble handoffs and stuff like that. Again, back to not taking enough threes. Didn't get the shots up. Kind of a short press conference tonight. I think he was a little bit pissed off. So I want to go to one thing we talked about. You talked about the Brook travel, Trey, and I agree. I don't really think it was a travel, though. I just think he's big and clunky and it looks like a travel. But if we're going to call that a travel, half the stuff that Cole Anthony does in that lane has to be a travel. And the same with Paolo. Them boys walked all the way to West Dallas, Wauwatosa, and to Saukville, Michigan, I felt like tonight. But it's all good, though, because we're going to get to that eventually, 80. You can't have such a horrible start, though, man. You get cooked all night and then you try to turn it on in the fourth quarter. That's just not a recipe for winning. They say the Magic are physical. I think they're a bunch of dirty punks.
It's fouling, man. It's physical foul. Yeah, come on.
Lot of Cole Anthony pushing and grabbing and stuff like that. He can't guard nobody. AJ Green had him on his heels. He had a rough night tonight, too. Brook had a horrible night. I'm a big Brook and Bobby defender. I felt like Brook was pretty bad tonight. He had a couple good shots in the second half. We can't miss so many bunnies. And I think part of the reason why Kuz and some of these guys miss bunnies, when you're looking at Giannis and you're looking at Dame, they probably fouled on those bunnies too, man. I thought that Giannis did well to play through all the BS from the referee, and I know we're gonna get to that because them referees, them 3 dudes should go to the unemployment line, man. They shouldn't even get unemployment, but they should go. I thought Dame was great. I wish the shot would have went in. TP woke up in that fourth quarter and absolutely was wonderful. And then just my last point about tonight. And since Thursday, man, if you're from that state of Wisconsin, it's been pretty damn rough, man. We've seen just bad basketball starting from the Milwaukee Panthers, Marquette, laid an egg, the Badgers, and then you cap it off with a Bucks win. Oh, and by the way, the Brewers lost the preseason game tonight, too. So let's all watch the Kinnickinnick Bridge tonight.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of bad basketball that went on. Speaking of bad, well, let me just I found somebody better than Steve Novak in the broadcast. I mean, no, worse than Steve Novak because Wesley Matthews was horrible. I think he was scared. It was his first time. Nah, he was ass. I think he was just scared though. I really think and I'll say this. I thought it got better as the game went on. He was really bad to start off with. He did get a little bit better as the game went on, but yeah, you got to get the reps in. So I'm not gonna hold him too bad. But maybe there's some potential there. But yeah, he got to work on it a little bit. But it was his first time on a broadcast, so I wasn't mad at it. Todd Merrill says he thinks that was a TV. Well, I said that messing up the brightness. I said that, but then people in Fiserv told me that no, it was like there was something going on with the lights in the arena. So that was what I heard, was that it was actually something going. I thought it was my TV too, but people there said it was that something was going on in the arena. So I don't know. Iron Man Clay TV says Giannis not getting the ball down two in the final possession is basketball terrorism. Let's stay there for a second. Again, Dame is your closer. Like Dame is the closer. Like I know his I believe his numbers in the clutch aren't very good, which is why again it's very surprising to me that people keep talking that I had any conversation about Kyle Kuzma when Damian Lillard's clutch numbers are so bad. But again, listen. I'm taking Dame shots every day of the week, twice on Sunday, late in the game. Like that's who we brought here. Again, that's the guy that we traded for to score late in games. That's the guy we should be looking for. So again, he took the shot. And I'll say this: you got a back-to-back. You play tomorrow against Cleveland, right? In a perfect scenario, if that's the playoffs, you probably should look to get downhill. You probably should look to get a two-way go and figure out what you want to do with the basketball once you get down there. But in that scenario, I don't mind playing for the three. I really don't. You got a game tomorrow. You either win or you going home. Or you either. But no, I don't want 5 more minutes of basketball. Let's either win this game or let's go on to Cleveland. It is what it is. But again, 3, 4, 5 seed really don't matter. We're gonna be wherever we at. So I mean, let's just figure out we're gonna win or not. Again, I wish it was a better shot. It wasn't. It is what it is. You miss a shot. Okay, you keep moving on. So I don't know that. I don't know that I say that Giannis had to have the ball, especially if I wanted a 3 there. Do you guys what do you guys feel? Did you feel like Giannis should have got the touch there? Giannis obviously had the hotter hand throughout the game, but would you rather see Dame take that or not?
I'm kind of with you when you think you just kind of why you brought Dame in to be that guy that did. Having said that, I wouldn't have been upset if Giannis got a look. Not at all. I mean, but I do think you're right. I think that Dame, generally speaking, you probably want Dame to be the guy with the ball in his hands the last 10 seconds. Like you do. That's kind of what you brought him in for. And again, that's Dame time. So, having said that, if he had looked at Giannis, I'd have been okay with that. Giannis got a look.
That dude Billy Bobby said Dame ISO gonna ruin his marriage. I get really negative when I see this clown dribbling out 15 seconds of the clock when we down. Hey, look, man, it's the reason why they gave these mugs out at the Pfizer Forum. You want that dude shooting the ball, man. He's the guy. He's arguably one of the best closers in the history of the game. And the thing about Dame, and West did a good job as far as mentioning it, it doesn't matter if he's 0 for 52 or he's 21 for 22, excuse me. You want him to take that shot. I agree with you, Trey. 5 more minutes of basketball just put more wear and tear on us. We're going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers, the best team in the entire NBA. So go for the win. And, we'll be all right. And I'm not even upset about that. And I saw someone, it might have been Billy Bobby too, that said we mentioned everyone but Dame. Trey mentioned it in the rundown that we talked about. He missed Giannis wide open under the basket when he got the turnover. And the take on KCP, it was just, it wasn't the right play at the time. I didn't think he had the angle to go for the layup there. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, he's going to learn from it. We're going to learn from it. Remember, this is all practice for the postseason. Like you said, Guru, 3, 4, 5, it don't make a difference. We got to hoop, man. That's what it is. End of the day, we got to hoop.
Yeah, no, you have to hoop. And then, again, y'all got to, again, I mentioned Green was a +5, so he literally was a positive. Learn the game. You learn the game. Just because somebody was a +5, that, again, how many times we can do this we got to do lessons every time we come in here. We got to do basketball one-on-one lessons every single night. Well, I look at the plus minus, and if he was a plus, he was a no. Damian Lillard was a -19 tonight. So in that case, Damian Lillard was complete ass. I don't think Damian Lillard was ass tonight just because he was a -19. Let me just see if anybody else. Damian Lillard had the worst plus minus. Mickey. Damian Lillard had the worst. Damian Lillard had the worst plus minus out of the entire team tonight. Was he the worst player on the floor tonight? Was he the worst player? Was he worse than AJ Green tonight? Was he worse than he was worse? He had a worse plus minus than Brook Lopez. Was he worse than Brook Lopez tonight? Come on, we don't stop doing. Was he worse than Kyle Kuzma? Everybody want to. Y'all got to figure this out. Where you want to be with it at? You want to tell me Kyle Kuzma sucked? He can't close games. He was a +3. Maybe he should have been on the floor instead of. Maybe he should have took the shot instead of Damian Lillard. Like what? Like stop doing this stuff. Well, AJ Green was a +5, so shut up.
Hey,
Sorry.
and no, you good, bro. Hey, a guru rant is a great thing, right, JT?
It's right. Sometimes you gotta let that thing fly. That's why Justin and I just sit in the back, talk to him, Mr. Pastor Man, talk to him, preacher man Trey. It's like what? We got Sunday service tomorrow morning anyway, so let Trey give you all that good word tonight.
I just wonder because there's a lot of stuff in the chat and a lot of stuff on Twitter that's kind of getting that Dame saying he played hero ball at the end. Were you complaining when he was hitting that shot on Wendell Carter? Were you complaining when he was hitting it on Wagner, whatever that bum's name is, and his brother's a bum? Headbutt him too. Headbutt his mother. But I mean, were you complaining on all that?
Headbutt his mother's crazy.
Hey, man. Just saying, man. Happy National Women's Day to everyone except for the Wagner's mothers.
Oh man! Oh, you know what? Y'all boys is crazy. Man. Is that International Women's Day?
Yes,
I think it is. Right?
It is.
Some of y'all first heard about that when LeBron James was sitting at the Genie bus, and remember they was doing that, and everybody was like, "Oh, what they talking about?" And it was like, "What? Oh, he was saying that."
It was just Sammy's comment here says this ain't about Chris Middleton. I missed the guy. But I've moved on. I'm just disappointed we traded for a guy who was substantially worse on offense. He can't make layups, threes, free throws. Didn't we just talk? This crazy thing, Sammy, were you in here? There were just 2 nights in a row where Kuzma shot 70% from the field. Then he shot like 80% the other night. Then against the Hawks, he hit a clutch 3. He hit a clutch 3 against the Wizards. He played a hella defense on, I believe that was that Denver? Remember that possession we talked about Denver where he played? I just can't. I'm just over this. I'm over this entire conversation on the Kuzma thing. Again, was it the best game in the world for Kyle Kuzma tonight? Absolutely not. By no stretch of the imagination did Kyle Kuzma have like some all-star game tonight. But I mean, I thought he played hard defense. Again, he had a couple that to me it seems like he has like 2 or 3 every game that like roll in and roll out. But it is what it is. I'm not asking him to put up 25 on efficient shooting for me because I know he's not going to do that.
Hey JT, let's keep Guru going. So just for craps and giggles tonight, what was Chris Middleton's stat line for the Wizards? Since we talked about, he had 12 points. He had 12 points,
and he was 1 of 5 from 3. But I ain't gonna do that to you.
Well, how many minutes did he play?
I mean, come on, dog. Like we talking about, we traded for this. Kyle Kuzma's played every game, Sammy. Every 40, game.
Kuzma played 39 minutes tonight, man.
And let's not forget, he twisted his ankle in the Atlanta Hawks game, and he's been available every game. Like, come on, bro. Gotta be fair, man. Be fair, man.
Yeah, no, they can't be fair. That is what it is. Somebody asked why we only went 8 deep tonight in a game where you have a back-to-back. Tomorrow, we have a game where we have a back-to-back. I think that again, this is some of these comments are stupid. So I'm not gonna get into them. But
somebody got some lyrics in here. You see that? Somebody had a T-Pain.
I didn't see it.
I didn't drink. Oh yeah.
But again, the only people that you actually had available left because and somebody asked about Ryan Rollins. Ryan Rollins is out for personal reasons. So the only other players you had on the bench tonight was old man Bouye. You had Andre Jackson Jr., Chris Livingston, and Tyler Smith. So the reason Doc went 8 guys tonight was because he really didn't have, unless you're gonna put Andre Jackson Jr. back in the game. Yeah, I mean you really didn't have. There was really no other way you can go. Chris Livingston sucks. Bouye just got here. He don't know nothing. And then Tyler Smith is again he can't, he definitely, Tyler Smith's not ready to play, number 1, and number 2, he definitely ain't ready to play against a team that was as physical as Orlando was tonight. So again, it just wasn't there. Wasn't in the cards for him tonight. Let's keep rolling. I want to ask you guys about the officiating on tonight. I thought it was abysmal. Again, I don't know what is a continuation foul versus what isn't. I saw Giannis get hacked multiple times at the rim, at the basket. I thought defensively, again, I thought we tried to match some of the intensity and the physicality. I did think Orlando was more physical than us, but I think they got away with more. And I didn't understand how Paolo Banchero gets again. He gets a superstar call like he's won MVP or something like that. I thought Giannis could have went to the line two or three or four more times than he did. I thought Doc missed the opportunity to challenge. It was like a 5-point swing because he missed the opportunity to challenge an out of bounds call in the first quarter. They ended up going back to Orlando, and Orlando hit a three off of it. So again, there was one where Dame had an and one. They don't call the and one. They don't say it's continuation. They go back on the other end. My thing is this. I thought continuation. So again, what I think they're doing is they're saying that it's the swinging motion, like you know how Chris Paul would do would rip through.
Rip through. Yep.
But that's not and so I think they're trying to add that on to kind of what Dame is doing, is where he feels the contact and then he goes into the shooting motion. But Chris Paul's was very exaggerated. Dame is usually he looks like he's going into it to me, and I don't know. I just don't know how he doesn't get those calls. I saw, who is it? Cole Anthony got one where he gets a rebound, is hit, and he's falling backwards, throws it up, and it goes in. To me, that's, again, and I think that's the right call. I think that's a shooting foul. But he got the call. Paolo Banchero got hit, but he's going up, puts a shooting foul. I just don't, again, we talked about it, we think maybe it's because Dame was on the video that the refs have, but about how you calling these continuation fouls, but it just doesn't seem fair, man, that Dame don't get it really doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm trying hard not to make this comparison, but I have to say, but it kind of feels like Giannis, switching sports here, kind of gets that Cam Newton treatment. It's got to be egregious for them to get that man a whistle, for them to get that man a call. And it's some of that kind of like Cam, because he's so physical, because he can fight through so much, because he can do so much. I'm not really sure, but I'd like to think that if there's anybody in the league that's deserving of being protected by the whistle, at least a little bit, right? If we're going to go back to mid-'90s, if we don't have the Jordan rules, right? And there's a group of guys who get the Jordan rules. How is Giannis not in that group? How is Giannis not in that group? I don't get that. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, too. I just thought it was a bit abysmal tonight because there were a lot of missed calls. And again, there's a very thin line between a physical team and a fouling team. And I feel like the Magic are physical in large part because the fouls don't get called. That's just kind of what it is. You can be physical if you ain't getting called for everything, right? There's nothing really to kind of keep you honest there. So it was palpable tonight. I didn't like it. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. We had a lot of opportunities to win this game, notwithstanding the fouls that we saw. But let's hope that at least come playoff time, right? Can we get can Giannis get a little bit of luck? I mean, at least something. Can the Bucks?
What's the Bucks trainer's name? Anybody know?
I don't know. I do not know.
All right, well, one of y'all in the chat get us with the Bucks trainer's name, but the fact that this guy gets on TV so much for cleaning up cuts and scrapes on Giannis's arms, and he's still not getting a foul call, but this man is bleeding. It's just laughable to me, man. And like you said, man, you look at it every game, it feels like you're getting a Trae Young. I mean, the guy Cole Anthony is literally shoving off. I mean, his stiff arm is about as good as Josh Jacobs for the Packers. And he's getting and one foul calls off of that stuff. And I agree with you, Trey. If Damian Lillard gets the ball up to the rim, it should be a shooting foul. They damn near tried to give the Wagner one, boy, and he had the ball below his ankles. Like, what are we doing here? It's just a joke, man. I just hate it. And yeah, that's right. We're gonna give Paolo a better whistle. JT said we can't cry about the refs all night, so I'm gonna say this, I'll be done. But we're gonna give Paolo the better whistle, who's a one-time All-Star, and you talking about arguably the best dude in the NBA right now. I'm just confused, man.
And Dan Cantrell says I had to take a shower. The ref stunk it up so bad. But but for what it's worth, that is not why the Bucks lost this game. I think there are games where referees I think contribute to why you lose games, and they're the reason you lose games. To be fair, I don't think they are the reason the Bucks lost. Again, I think the reason the Bucks lost was because they got down 14 the first, and that had nothing to do with the refs. Orlando was hitting a ton of shots from three that they don't normally hit, so they got themselves out to a lead. I thought we didn't get enough momentum in the second and third quarter when we tried to make comebacks, and then I think when we had the 13-0 run or whatever in the fourth, we just didn't, we didn't finish closing that game out. And we just weren't there. We didn't have enough.
This is fact that we really had a legitimate chance to win this. And we're getting to the point of the season where you get this 8 game. Every game is going to matter, especially
a finicky thing, man. Where we saw it with Chris Middleton last year. It's something that could bother you and hamper you and go all the way into the offseason. So, and I don't wish injury on anyone. Like, I want to beat everyone at full strength. If you get hurt, I'm not going to cry a river either. We've been without Dame and Giannis in the same playoff series last year. We've lost Giannis the last 2 years. So you got to find a way to hoop, man. Look like we got the guru coming back in here, though.
We got Trey Crowder coming back in the building. Sir, you on one?
Can y'all hear me? Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can y'all hear me? All right, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, what happens when I gotta run the show? But we good.
That Panther flag that hang up in your background messing you up.
Nah, that ain't it. Bryce Young real accurate with everything. We're gonna be good this year. I don't know where were you guys at? I don't know. I was talking and my stuff went out, so I don't know where you guys. You tell me where y'all at.
Kind of went off of what you did, man, where we were talking about that it wasn't really the referees that lost the game for us. They were egregious. It was a lot of the turnovers in the first 3 quarters. And then, my guy Big JT hit on the Knicks and how they kind of stumbled a little bit and talked about Brunson's ankle, and we don't know what that's going to be. So that's why it was so important to win this basketball game. My bad, Mr. ESQ. Did I sum it up well?
No, you're good, sir. That's exactly what we're saying. We're saying that, it stings a little bit because we're only a few games behind the Knicks here, and we can definitely make that move on the Knicks and see if we can't lock up the 3 seed in the next 6 weeks or so. But look.
Yeah, I don't think they. I like a night like tonight lets me know. To me, I don't think they're gonna be able to lock it up because to lock up the 3 seed, to get to the 3 seed, you have to. Again, especially with the schedule that's coming up, you have to. I'm not gonna say you have to run the table. But I believe if the Knicks go 500, we have to lose we can only lose because again the Knicks actually hold the tiebreaker. So we'd have to literally go. I think I don't know, and we lost tonight. So I don't know if there's 20 games left or what. We'd probably go like 14-5, something like that, 14-4, something like that, down 15-4, something like that down the stretch. My point is the margin is very small for error. And again, that's how I feel about this basketball team at large. And that's what happened tonight. When you go down 14, the margins get smaller. The margins for error are just much smaller. And that's why you had to have a 13-0 run to get yourself back in the game. And you really, again, you just wish you would have got a little bit closer during the course of the game to get yourself there. But yeah, the Knicks are gonna be tough to catch. Indiana lost tonight. Which is good for the Bucks. Detroit. I know they were losing to.
They lost.
So good. So you don't lose anything, and you don't lose anywhere in the standings. But you're starting to see how this thing, can wind up and match up for you. I saw some people saying that they thought the Orlando Magic were a bad matchup for the Bucks. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
No.
I think tonight. Again, I think tonight. I think, and here's the other thing too, because I had people text me during the game the Bucks suck and da da da. All right, cool. People just be hating, so they be, they just come in and people just bother me all the time. But it's funny when you when you break all this down and you look at how games go and you think about the playoffs, a lot of these games are nip and tuck all the way through. They really are. They're close games. They're coming down to the wire. And it really doesn't always matter the opponent either. You don't see. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you don't see a ton of playoff games where it's a 20-point game. I'm talking about all the way through. And I think some fans watch basketball, and in the sense is you should be up 15. And let me say this, I know there are some Bucks fans that look at a team like the Magic and go, "You should be up 15 on them the entire game." As soon as the ball is tipped, you should go on a 12-0 run, and you should hold that throughout the game. That's not basketball though. And you saw the Magic who were up. They did that. The Bucks got up 2-0, and then Orlando basically after that was wire to wire and were up not just 5-6. They were basically up 15 the entire game. And in a blink of an eye in the fourth quarter, in a 2-minute stretch, it was a 13-0 run. Next thing you know, it's a 2-point basketball game. Like, that's basketball. Like 15, 20-point leads because of the 3-point line. You saw the threes Dame made. That stuff's gone. Like 15 point, that means nothing. So again, you think about it. It was that started off. It was a 14-point lead that Orlando had in the first quarter. The second and third quarters were basically played to a draw. And then you had the fourth quarter where the Bucks basically dominated. So basketball is like that, where one run or a run here changes everything about the momentum of a basketball game. And so when I think about the playoffs, and again, I'm going back to, well, Orlando is a bad matchup. I don't think so. And it goes back to what people are saying. Yeah, the Bucks had to play 8 guys. You couldn't even get Rollins in if you wanted to. The only guy you could have added in was Andre Jackson Jr. And the thing about Ajax is in a game against Orlando, in a game like Orlando, your issue is you were trying to score. Like the Bucks, we just talked about it. The last couple weeks of the season, the Bucks have been in the 120s, and yeah, you getting 109 against Orlando. Like the scoring is at a premium to try to get points. And Ajax, we know he's not gonna help with that at all.
Put Ajax in after that Wagner foul so he can send a foul to send a message. One thing about the Knicks, real quick, we're 3 games behind them in the loss column. I know we got to get over that hump, but really, if we beat them head-to-head at the end of March, we're really 2 games behind. I still think we got a shot, like JT was saying, bro. I think
there's definitely an outside chance because you have no idea. Now, their schedule looks to be a bit softer than ours. Their next 8 seem to be a little bit easier than ours. But, having said that, I still think you do have a chance of catching the Knicks. You certainly do. And it is we don't know what exactly is going to happen to this team with Brunson being out for an extended period of time. They win a couple here and there, and they just kind of melt down. I'm not really sure. Obviously, Karl Anthony Towns is playing great this year. You can't knock that, right? And again, we'll talk about this eventually. The only thing about the Knicks is who is going to play defense. That's just the question I have: is who's going to play? Even when Brunson's back, it's not going to be Brunson. It's not going to be Towns, but we'll get there.
The Knicks are a very good defensive team, though.
Okay, so
I'm just asking about that.
Who's going to play defense on that team? You know what? I don't want to get into the Bucks.
Josh Hart plays defense.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson plays defense. Didn't they trade for Buddy last year? That's a good defender.
Mikal Bridges.
Bridges is a defender. Who else they traded? They got OG over there too.
OG
Anunoby. That's a good defensive team.
Which one can hold Giannis?
You can't play deep.
Which one? Giannis and Dame get this thing clicking. The ball. Who slows that down?
Well, no, you can say that. But again, you can say that about there's no team that can hold Giannis. But again, I just saw again there was this long stretch in the fourth where Giannis went off. But again, there was a lot of that game where Giannis. First quarter, the Magic was holding. Well, I guess Giannis did score in the first, but he was the only one scoring. Again, and that's my thing. It's not, to me, as much about Giannis is going to score. That's Giannis going to get his buckets. The question I'm asking is, who's going to hold Dame? And we've seen multiple teams hold Dame. We've seen Dame can sometimes hold his damn self. So Giannis had 37 tonight and you lost. So yeah, I mean, again, Giannis putting up 40 is not like, we winning now. No, especially if you don't have, now go to it, especially now where you don't have a Chris Middleton. I'm talking about prime Chris Middleton. Again, I've been the first person to tell you, Kuzma's not that. Like he's not replacing what prime Chris Middleton gave you. So you did lose something in that. Now you gain more defense, you gain more athleticism, you gain more rebounding. But as far as just pure offense, you are now relying even more so on Damian Lillard and Giannis. There's no doubt about that. So it's not about defending. So to me, again, it's not about defending as much Giannis. You got to be somewhat good. Yeah, hold him 40 and under, cool. But my thing is, same thing we talked about with the Phoenix Suns back in 2021. I'm cutting off the head of the snake. The head of the snake has got to bring the ball up every time. Yeah, remember they blitzed Dame, and now Dame can't even bring the ball. He got to be in the corner. What? Hey, what we say just the other day that scared me? decoy. I bet not ever hear that Damian Lillard's some damn decoy. You better score the damn basketball. You better have a damn decoy. Ain't nobody bring you here to be a decoy.
Listen, man, I personally more concerned about Boston defensively, but one thing I'll say is this, man. I feel like with this new look Bucks team that we have now, between Giannis, Dame, Cruz, we got Kevin Porter. If everybody's clicking, I don't think there's a team in the league. Well, let me take a step back. If everybody's clicking, there's maybe 2 teams in the East that can bang with the Bucks, and that's got to be Boston and Cleveland. And I don't fully believe in Cleveland. Y'all can call me crazy if y'all want to, but I don't. I get it. They're very good on both sides of the basketball, but I feel like Cleveland's got the second round yips. I don't see it. I don't think they get out.
Oh, JT, here's the Bucks have. Here's the thing. I just don't know how we can dismiss teams when the Bucks ain't been out the damn second round since 2021. Like, we're talking. That's my only thing. And again, I'm not trying to downplay the Bucks, but I'm just saying, like, we're talking like the Bucks a perennial powerhouse. Like, we ain't never we don't lose ever. We've had some terrible first round exits.
And you know what? And I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna be the delusional Bucks fan for me because I don't play this role. I'm not gonna be the delusional. I am not gonna play this role. But I'm gonna be the delusional Bucks fan. I'm gonna say, look, well, Justin's not really a delusional Bucks fan. You toxic optimism is what Justin gives us, right? Toxic optimism. Justin gonna be the guy that got everybody going to Potter losing all their damn money because he didn't.
Throw that money like Todd throw it, bro.
That's what I'm saying, right? But what I'll say though is that this Bucks team that we have right now is different than any Bucks team I think that we've had.
Give you that.
This Bucks team now is different than any Bucks team we've had. So I get the fact that we have not made it out the second round. I get it. I understand that, right? Because we've been old last year. We was old the year before. I 100%. Having said that, this is a bit of a new team. It 100% is with the personnel and how we're doing things too, and the guys that we have. This is a new team. This is really a new team from the first half of this season. And I feel like with the depth that we have and the talent that we have here, I ain't scared of Cleveland. I am not scared. I'm not dismissing Cleveland, but I'm just going to say